Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, today we are going to cover a session on evidence-based literature search. By evidence-based literature search, simply we are talking about the need to have access to evidence information to inform practice or whatever we do like. But before we go deeper into my presentation, I think I'll start with the discussion point. Is there anyone amongst us who can tell us about a recent major decision, which perhaps might not be necessarily clinical or health related, or which has been whatever, which he has done in his or her life, or even from your institution or organization? A policy or a decision which was made by your organization recently?
Not policy.
Whichever policy or a decision, whatever kind of a decision.
Yeah, employees to test for HIV.
For HIV. Yeah. What kind of evidence was used to come to that decision?
Yeah, most people are absenting
themselves. Where was that evidence found?
From the HR.
From the men with
the application of sick days.
Is that evidence available to everybody or okay. Essentially, what I'm trying to gauge here is if people are being able to access the evidence that you want for whatever decision making or even for health related aspects. But my presentation is going to make you know about various sources of credible health information, formulate clinical search questions, and plan and design an effective search strategy using something called PICO. And the overview is just a choice of clinical database and access to full text publications which are available in search strategy formulation using the PICO, and we have an example in an activity during this session. In terms of the health information sources available, which are evidence-based, we've got Google Scholar here, which is internet-related. We've got health database such as PubMed, Cochrane, Trip Database, UpToDate, Inari, and many others. Anyone who is familiar with any of these databases or some of these sources amongst us, the Inaris, anyone who has used the Inari before? Yes. What has been your experiences in using Inari in terms of getting the information that you want, which you can use to influence your decisions or policy or whatever you intend to do?
I find it very up to date.
Very up to date?
Yes.
Okay. Anyone else again who is familiar with any of these? Perhaps not necessarily have used it, but you are familiar with this source. Yes?
I find it very quite critical and informative.
Okay. Yes, I saw it.
Yes, it hosts other databases or other publishers such as Elsevier, Science Direct, Oxford, Cambridge Journals, and the like.
Okay. Then the last one then.
Article cited resources.
Okay. Thank you very much for your contribution. For us now, we are talking of evidence, health information. To get your evidence health information, we use a technique called PICO, which is represented by P-I-C-O. We are talking about the patient or what is your population or your problem in a case. Then the I is for your intervention or exposure, to say, do you want to treat, do you want to diagnose, do you want to observe a condition, something of that nature. Then the comparison, we are simply talking about a placebo or an alternative drug. I think you get to understand it when I give an example. Then the outcome was simply saying, we want to improve patient care, we want to avoid death, we want any other outcome that we want. So I will show you one good example. In this case, this is a basic information need to say, in female diabetic adult patients, the treatment given at a rural clinic for vaginal candida is clotrimazole vaginal cream. Could there be a shorter period to cure if mycozanol were used instead? This is a basic information. This is just information which any physician or clinician can have in his or her mind. But then, for you to get the evidence now to substantiate this now, you cannot put it as it is. You need now to further refine it. Hence now we use our PICO. So in this case, we are saying, this is the PICO. We have our P, which is our population. What is our population? Based from that Protestant, we are saying female diabetic adults with vaginal candida. Then the intervention which we want to use is myconazole vaginal cream. We want to see whether it can be used. Then the C, which is the control, we've been using what? Clotrimers or vaginal cream. So in other words, we are saying we've been using this, so we want to use this intervention now to see whether it can what? Give us a better outcome at the end of the day. Then our outcome here is what? Reduce period to cure what? Candida. Can you really conceptualize and understand how it is coming up?
Yes.
Then now in terms of our statement now, we are now saying from that big assessment to say in whatever, we are now saying in female diabetic adults with vaginal candida, is miconazole vaginal cream better than clotrimazole vaginal cream X reducing period to cure of candida? This is now a smarter way in which you can now look for the evidence to substantiate your what? Your information in or a clinical question which you had in the initial stages. Is there any question on the people?
No.
Thank you very much. Then, an activity now for the class. Let's engage in this activity now. Irrespective of the latest drug development, still many children die from malaria in your hospital. You wonder whether nutritional factors like addition or vitamins may improve the survival of these children. Can we try to conceptualize and come up with a people for this general information? What do you think is our population here, based on this statement? Children. Okay, children here. Then the intervention. What's the intervention? Sorry? This is additional vitamins. Then the control. Irrespective of the latest drug development, still many children die from malaria in the hospital. So we're saying it doesn't have a name, so it's what? The latest what? Latest drug. Or sometimes you can say what? Placebo.